Hello and welcome. In this exciting episode, we take a look at my grand sewing plans for this year.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So I was supposed to be making a video about my make 9 from 2023, like what I did last year, and I decided I'd get out, one thing from each month last year and, talk about them. Because I didn't have a make 9 as such, I sort of just had make 9 goals. And then I thought, I'll make a similar set of goals for this year, which I have done, but I went ahead with my make 9 and just did the fabrics anyway. So it's 8 or 9 fabrics plus that jacket on the left, the vintage knit style jacket. So for this year, I'm going to have a theme each month, and it's going to be, January is obviously Desperately Seeking Susan. And I think that's going pretty well. I think I can do better at doing the inspiration video where I take stills of the movie and talk about the inspiration. I think I'll maybe get out more fabrics next time. Anyway, so I like the one I'm doing for this month, but I came up with so many ideas that I've got like 3 or 4 months worth, but I'm only going to focus on it for 1 month. February is going to be a bunch of different rom-coms, so maybe one each week. And yeah, because each rom-com has just got 1 or 2 things in there. I know what I want to do for 2 episodes of You've Got Mail. So yeah, I think a different one each week, something like that, or maybe a different one each episode. I'm not sure. So, and then March, there's loads of outfits I want to do inspired by Pretty in Pink, that 1980s movie. So yeah, I think I'll do a whole month for Pretty in Pink because it's got a lot of teal and pink in there, and I've got a lot of fabrics and jackets and things like that. I love the best friend. She wears the most gorgeous vintage outfits, but then she has a different genre each scene she's in. She's hilarious. I love her. She's a great character. So yeah, here I've got lots of teals and pinks and fabrics with pink and blue in them. That's a Liberty print. That's just another cotton lawn. And I love that tweed. And also I've got some flower shaped beads in pink that I want to put on a pink jacket made out of pale pink wool. It's like pink on pink on pink. If you know Douglas Adams, the Gently Detective Agency books, the Electric Monk, it's just this robot who sees the world in a uniform shade of pale pink. Anyway, then the first Monday in May is the Met Gala, of course. So I thought for the whole month before that, April, I'll do fashion documentaries and also The Devil Wears Prada. So that's what that month is going to be, and then that's all I've decided so far. But also I'm going to do the mock-ups, keep doing the mock-ups of all my jacket patterns that I have. So there's about 60 of just less than 60 of them. So if I keep doing one a week, then that will get me there eventually. Hopefully sometimes I'll do a few more, and that way I'll get through them all. But there's a nice mix. So at first I was like, should I cluster them like, whichever ones look like 80s, like they're from the 1980s, should I do them in the month where I'm doing Pretty in Pink or something like that? But I don't think it matters. I think I'll just do whichever one. I'm sort of just taking them out and tracing the pattern pieces I need, and then setting it aside and sort of just working my way through them, sort of whichever one I grab first and whichever one has all the correct pieces traced out. So there's no particular method to it. Otherwise, I'll spend too much time trying to choose the right pattern and not enough time actually making. And at the moment, I'm still doing an episode a day, so I don't have the luxury of procrastinating too much. Mind you, I still manage to procrastinate quite a bit. I'll work through them eventually. I think with some of the vintage ones, when I do an Audrey Hepburn movie or, something like that, then I will maybe pick one of the vintage ones. But apart from that, I think I'll just sort of go through them as they are. And there's also a couple of Jane Austen Regency era ones that are very specific. So I'll do that for those. And also I really, really want to make more floral jackets. So, for example, in You've Got Mail, there's a garden at the end. So I'm doing one based on that. And then in 13 going on 30, there's the main guy and his fiance are having like sushi in this restaurant that has a vase of blue hydrangeas behind it. So I'm going to do a blue one for that. So yeah, I've sort of worked out a few different movies that have random bowls of flowers or random vases of flowers or gardens in them. And yeah, I'm going to do ones based on that. I also want a KonMari on my flowers because I'm working out a sort of, when I bought the flowers, I sort of divided them up into 15 different jackets. And I think that was sort of good, but I think I can cope with making one per month. I think that's doable if I really push myself. So this is the sort of autumn harvest one in oranges, deep reds. And yeah, I just love the leaves in this one. They're really beautiful. And there's a few sort of dark purple, magenta-y flowers in there as well. I think I'll get out all my flowers and KonMari them, and just instead of having 15 different ones, I'll sort of smoosh them all up and make it so that there's I've already made one, so that there's maybe just 11 left, because I really like the way that I put flowers, beads, novelty beads, and the jewellery bits. The strawberries are actually bits of jewellery. So yeah, and I've got like some Lego bricks, and I've got some really big beads, and yeah, so I think if I just sort of go through them all, get them out for one episode and just try different beads with them and things like that, then I might, because I'm much more adventurous now than I was when I put these flowers into bags. So I think, yeah, I might come up with different combinations than I'd previously thought of. So yeah, and I don't know, to use the flowers, you have to pull them apart. So they're all pulled apart and ready to use, but I don't know how I'm going to, I might just put a safety pin in them, I think, because you can't sort of put them back together once you've pulled them all apart. I suppose you could. Anyway, so I've got all of those bags, and some of the larger flowers, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought them, because I go on Pinterest quite a bit and look at different like fashion garments on models who are much bigger than me. They're the size of football players. They're giant, and I'm teensy tiny with small shoulders and a small frame. So yeah, I mean, you can see this, there's like 6 big flowers on the front, whereas yeah, so I don't know what I was thinking buying all these giant flowers. But if you pull them apart and take off a few of the outside petals and make a separate flower out of that, then I think they will work. But yeah, I'm going to have to sort of pull them out and see which ones I can use and things like that. I also want to KonMari my beads, so I want to get out all my beads, sort them out again. It's much easier if they're like you have all the pearls together, all the bows together, or you have all the green ones together, all the red ones together. It depends how you want to organize them, but you do need them to be organised. And because December was Vlogmas and I was doing a video each day, and I've continued it for January because it's a holiday month. So yeah, I've sort of been making a lot, but I've also just been throwing things in the general direction of where they should go, or just shoving things. And so all my beads are so completely mixed up. Plus, I'm storing some things in jars and some things in boxes and some things in small like lunch bags and some in big Ziploc bags and some in other bags. And it's a whole mess. And yeah, I just really need to sort everything out. But I think I've mentioned this before. Alicia from Beautiful Nights, it's another YouTube channel. She mentioned that it took her 2 weeks to sort out her beads last time she did a big, reorganize. So yeah, I don't have 2 weeks spare at the moment, but I will get there eventually. But I still have so much beading. I have all the beading on the sleeves to do at some point before the end of this month, because that's Desperately Seeking Susan jacket. But yeah, I really do like the idea of doing a movie each month. I think it's a good theme. If you look at these two jackets here, I don't think anyone would look at these two jackets and go, oh, Desperately Seeking Susan. So I'm not sure they're direct inspo enough for some people, but it's working for me. I'm just using them as a design prompt more than anything else. Well, I love the exterior of this place, the magic box, the green, the metallic green and black. I could do a whole capsule wardrobe based on that. Also, I want to KonMari my unfinished jackets. So these jackets are technically finished. Like, I've made the actual tweed jacket, but I haven't beaded them. So obviously that's the vintage knit looking one is the one that I've made as part of my Make 9 this year. I'm beading that is one of my Make 9s. So yeah, I do want to keep making new jackets because I've got so many tweeds and other fabrics that I have to make up, want to make up. But I also really, really want to bead these so that they're finished and wearable. Like these two here, I made them years and years ago. And yeah, this one I could just never decide how to bead it, but I'm going to do different coloured bows on it. And I think that's going to look really cute. And I'll show you a Victor Rolfing collection of ribbons and bows when I do that one, because it's kind of what's inspiring it. And then there's the volcano one, the vintage knit one. So yeah, some of them I've got really specific designs already for them. And this is Snow White one. I'm going to see how they look like squares and every second square is white. In the white ones, I'm going to do beads of the same colours as the rest of the colours in the jacket. It'll make sense once I've done it. But yeah, so I want to make time to bead all these, but the problem is beading takes a very long time. And yeah, my bead collection is an absolute mess at the moment as well, as me being very time poor. So I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but I really do want to make them a priority because I've got like maybe 35 jackets that are finished but not beaded yet. So yeah, I don't want to buy anything. I'm going to try and not buy anything, but I will if I need thread or something like that. Oh, I just bought loads of thread, but you get what I mean. If I need some lining, silk to do lining to finish some jackets, then I'll do that. But by the end of this year, I want to have lined all the jackets and I want to have beaded all the ones that I've made, and so then I can start next year fresh. I also want to try making handbags because every year I keep putting it off, and it's really disappointing because I think making handbags, because they're so much smaller than a jacket, I think the beading will take a lot less time, but also I'll be able to use smaller beads and do a lot more detail. And I just think it will be a different kind of satisfaction you get from doing something so technically challenging in a different way. So, and also the floral jackets for the same reason. They are just so difficult. And I'm getting a lot out of making them. That one with the strawberries on it, oh my gosh, it was so difficult to do. But also the bling gold one with the gems on it. That has an amazing impact. And it's using up some beads that are so big and awkwardly shaped. I am impressed that I was able to use them up. So yeah, I think just doing a range of different projects, it's difficult, like, because you have to sort of get out all the flowers, choose the ones that are going to go together, and then start, and then you sort of have to recalibrate. And so there's a lot of getting whole things out, packing all things away, and yeah, so it is a lot. I would rather do loads of beading in a row or loads of jacket making in a row, just because then you can instantly apply the knowledge that you just learned. So, but obviously it's more interesting to watch if it's one project, then a completely different project, then another project. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to learn to mix better. I think I'm getting there. I think having more non-sewing episodes does give me time, and doing the mock-ups of the jackets mixes it up too, because for jackets for myself, there's like literally 2 or 3 Chanel style jacket patterns that I like, but having the mock-ups in the mix means that I don't have to use up my precious tweeds on anything I'm not actually going to wear, but it's still more interesting to watch because you get to see what a jacket pattern actually looks like. But I don't actually have to use my tweeds on something that, I get to save them for the Vogue 7975s, which is the ones that I absolutely love wearing. So, yeah, I think I'm striking a balance, what's interesting for the viewer, or what do I actually want in my wardrobe, and what, as a creative, what do I want to work on. So, yeah, it's a struggle, but I feel like I'm working on that balance, actively trying to find that balance, which is, I think, the most you can hope for. So that's it for this year. My focus is everything. No, I'm going to KonMari everything that I have and sort everything out and take stock. And I really want to finish beading all the jackets that I have. I want to make some new ones, and I want to try out all my jacket patterns and sort of, just work out which elements. Like, I think there's a few cuffs that I really like, and there might be a few sort of collars and lapels that I like. And then, bits that I can Frankenstein into a whole nother jacket. And so I want to work on all of those. I want to try making a handbag or two. And I want to do more non-sewing episodes, so I have time to do all these sewing experiments. And I want to really, really try and make at least one floral jacket a month, because, I love them so much. And the amount of love I have for the 2 floral jackets I have now, I think, I would just be so happy if I could open my wardrobe and it was just, a whole rainbow of floral jackets. It would be awesome. It would make me so happy and bring me so much joy. So totally worth the work you have to put in it. Anyway, that is it for my goals and massively ambitious plans for this year. I hope I achieve some of them, or lots of them. And I definitely want to make a handbag or two. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. What are your sewing plans for this year? Or are you just taking it easy? I think, obviously I don't want to burn out, but I love making plans. So there's that anyway, the fun of making plans. So thanks again for watching, and happy sewing.